Hey guys, this is Donnie Benergy, for a Doni Topics, doing my very first audio, Doni Topics. This is the first of many. I got a new phone, which has an awesome microphone, which is great. Anyway, I'm sorry I haven't been around since July, since my Transformers 4 review. I've had a lot on my plate lately. And which I know is getting old. It's getting old. Like, don't tell me you got a lot on your plate and stuff like that. But I have to make a new video, and and this I feel is a lot more better. It's a lot more efficient. Shows more visuals as far as what I'm explaining. But anyway, I know I haven't been doing many videos lately. And it's partly because I just had a lot on my plate. You gotta understand. And I know my absence a lot of times comes up unnoticed, but yeah. Anyway, now I did do a review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I promised. The fact was, and I was about to edit it, but the thing is, my computer has broken. So yeah, so I have to use my dad's computer. I have to re-edit that, and I just didn't have the time to just upload it on another computer and edit the whole thing, due to the fact that unless you guys wanted like a 19-minute review. But then again, I guess I don't have to cut out any spoilers or anything, so it'll be good. It'll be fine. But anyway, aside from that, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes review, I'll try to get up and running soon. I'm hensing the term soon. I'm not gonna say a specific date of when it's gonna get up. But anyway, what I want to talk about is something that it's probably old news by now, but it's about the Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 3, and the future of the Spider-Man films. And now, as you all know, a few weeks ago, Amazing Spider-Man 2 finally came out on Blu-ray, and I saw it in theaters. Also, that's another movie I need to review. I should have reviewed when I saw in theaters, but I was committed to a play I was doing, which by the way was very successful. It was a school play, but everybody loved it and it was great. But anyway, um, I want to talk about the future of the Spider-Man film series. Now, the Amazing Spider-Man 3 was originally, as a lot of people knew, for those of you who don't know, Amazing Spider-Man 3 was originally set, Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4 were originally set for 2016 for, the third one, and 2018 for the fourth one. But, Amazing Spider-Man 3 has now been delayed to, no, not 2017, but 2018. The year in which Amazing Spider-Man 4 was supposed to come out. And now Amazing Spider-Man 4 has been delayed to an undetermined date. I am kind of split about this. I'm kind of happy about it because now they have more time to develop the story and know where they're going, because it seemed that with Amazing Spider-Man 2 maybe they just didn't have enough time, or they didn't have enough of a structural idea of what to do. I think all they knew to do was with Gwen Stacy, and I'm for those people who haven't seen the movie, who haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'm not gonna go too far into that, but that's all they knew. That's all they knew what they were gonna do, and they didn't really know what to do villain-wise. I guess they didn't really know what to do, But I'll go more into that with my review of Amazing Spider-Man 2. But anyway, let me get to this. I'm kind of happy because now they have more time, but I'm at the same time a little upset because the thing is that I was looking forward to seeing this 2 years from now. And instead of waiting 2 years, and instead of waiting 3 years like a lot of people had to do in between Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 and Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3, we all have to wait 4 years, which is, Andrew Garfield, it's not Andrew Garfield, it's not Mark Webb's fault, it's just something that Sony wants to do, which is understandable. I can understand that. But the thing is that a lot of people really wanted to see, this whole thing. And the reason why they're doing this is so that way they can put Sinister Six in 2016. Originally, Sinister Six was going to come out after Amazing Spider-Man 3 and probably after Amazing Spider-Man 4. But now they want to do Sinister Six before Amazing Spider-Man 3 and 4. Which, in some sense, I guess, kind of makes sense, because if you look at Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's kind of like a prequel to it, which is nothing to take away from it. Even though the Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't well liked, I personally liked it quite a bit. I don't think it's as good as the previous film by any means. I'm certainly sure that the previous film, the first one, had much better structure and story, and also, I don't know if this is really worth comparing, but as far as comparing it to Spider-Man 2 as a sequel, a follow-up, Spider-Man 2 is still the better sequel. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 does a lot better with a lot of the stuff, especially the Gwen Stacy stuff. But anyway, more on that on my review. Anyway, I'll do more on that on my review. I'm starting to feel like this is a review. Anyway, my opinion on them having the films being delayed within a Sinister Six. I mean, first of all, the Sinister Six film, is it going to be like a big anti-hero? Because at first, before they delayed Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 3, and Sinister Six was going to come after it, I was told that I was told that the Sinister Six was going to be a redemption film. Like, all the guys of the Sinister Six were going to be heroes and stuff like that. But then again, I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, because they're not doing that, because that would have been a really cheap way to do it. And to be honest, pretty lazy, because, I want to see, but when I think about this, I'm thinking 6 Spider-Man villains duking it out and destroying New York City. That's going to be awesome. But I really wish that we could see this in a Spider-Man movie, rather than, Jojo's own solo film. And the question I have is, will Spider-Man be in the film? And if so, will he have a supporting role? I hope it's not a cameo. I mean, you might think that, well, if Spider-Man's in the entire movie, it might as well just be called Amazing Spider-Man 3. Well, not exactly, because he's not the central character. The Sinister Six will be, and maybe it's gonna be. You see, it's kind of hard for me to really understand, because their whole blueprint they had before Amazing Spider-Man 2 was completely different to the blueprint they have now. If that makes any sense to you. Because, they were basically, because if this was going to be the case, they should if this was going to be the case, the ending of Amazing Spider-Man 2, if you all know what I'm talking about, should have been different, or they should have changed it, or they should have cut something out, or they should have cut a little bit of the ending out, if you know what I'm talking about. Now, like, obviously, we're going to have Rhino, played by Paul Giamatti. We're going to have Electro, I doubt. I don't think Electro's going to be in it, but if so, if we do get Electro, although, then, he'll be played by Jamie Foxx again. Then we're going to get Shocker, who, to me, I don't know about you, but I always thought Shocker and Electro, I always thought Shocker was just a rip-off of Electro, or Electro was a rip-off of Shocker. I don't know which one came first. Please notify that on the comments below. But, I mean, the fact is that, anyway, we're going to get Shocker, then we're going to get, I don't know, maybe we might get Sandman. I don't know about you, but I like Sandman. I mean, he's cool. He is too powerful, but he can bend sand and stuff. And I'm pretty sure Mark Webb, it's a comic book, they can come up with weaknesses. They could just, the way Spider-Man could defeat him is that he just turns him into cement or something. Actually, yeah, that'd be cool. He dips him into cement and he can't get out, So there's your ending. There's Sandman's weakness. Not just water, it could be cement. But anyway, there could be Sandman. I doubt it, because they didn't show him in the, they'll probably make a substitute for Sandman. Or who knows, maybe Sandman will be a substitute. Maybe, the Green Goblin will be a substitute of Sandman. because I don't know if Dane DeHaan signed on to the project to Sinister Six. If he is, that's gonna be awesome because I think Dane DeHaan can really carry this movie because he needs he has Chronicle, which was amazing. He has Harry Osborn in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was fantastic. And if he carries Sinister Six, like he's the leader in all of this. Now, technically, he's not. Now, technically, Goblin in the comics is not part of the Sinister Six. I know that for a fact. Their leader is Doc Ock, which, if you watch it's in the trailer of Amazing Spider-Man 2. You see Doc Ock's tentacles. Now, the question is, who would play him? Because I think Alfred Molina was a great Doc Ock. Obviously, they can't have him back because, he already played it, and it's a reboot. So, that there's that. But, it'd be really cool. And then there's Vulture. And a lot of people say that, Vulture is going to be that Mencken character, the Calm First, I think that was his name. I apologize if I got that wrong, but this is his picture right here, this guy right here, and a lot of people think he's going to be the Vulture. I just want to clarify one thing. Mark Webb, I don't think ever intended this guy to be the Vulture. Yes, he might look like the Vulture, but here's the thing. There was a deleted scene. This is the only bit of spoilers, and this isn't really a spoiler because, it takes no genius to guess. If you buy the DVD cover, or you go to Walmart and you've seen the DVD, it takes no genius to get that Dane DeHaan that Harry Osborn does become the Green Goblin in this movie, in Amazing Spider-Man 2. So anyway, there was a deleted scene where Harry, who's now turned the Green Goblin, God, what was his name? Takes this guy, pulls him 40 feet up in the air with his glider, and then he says this really cool line, "A fall is fast and steep," and then he drops him, and then he kills him. So Mark Webb never intended this guy to be the Vulture. Now that scene was cut so that way he can be the Vulture. I don't know, but to be honest, I don't think this guy's gonna be Vulture. I really don't think this guy will be Vulture. But if he might be, we never know. He might be. Maybe that's why he cut the scene out. So yeah, there's him, and there's several other characters. I don't know the whole. Let's see. There's Rhino. There's Vulture. There's Ock. There's Shocker. There's Electro. And then there's Sandman. So that's about 6 of them. Although Sandman I don't think Sandman's going to be... Maybe Goblin will take the place of Sandman. So that way it'll be, they don't have to deal with him in any way, shape, or form. But, it would be nice. I would like to see Sandman in the film. But, yeah, and as for Amazing Spider-Man 3, the reason what they want to do with Amazing Spider-Man 3 is that they want to use the symbiote story, but do it in justice. Do it better than what they did in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I know, and also it's supposed to spawn the Venom spinoff. But now that I think about it, I think the Venom spinoff is going to come out a lot much longer time span than I think. It's probably what they're going to do, in my opinion, is that they're going to have, in Amazing Spider-Man 3, they're going to have the Peter Parker symbiote story. Then there will be then maybe when he takes the symbiote off, there'll be an after credit scene where Eddie Brock or Flash, I don't know which one. I mean, currently in the comics, in one of the comic books, Flash was the Venom at one point. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, Flash Thompson. And they already established Flash, and even the guy who played him did an interview, and he said, and I quote, "We'll talk in a few years." When asked about the Venom spinoff, he said, "We'll talk in a few years." So maybe they won't do Eddie Brock. Maybe they'll do Flash. But anyway, at the end, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 3, you have Peter in the symbiote. You have a scene where he takes it off. Then you have a scene where Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson, we don't know, puts gets the symbiote attached to his body, and then boom, this is the after credit scene. I mean, and then boom, cut to black, and then to Amazing Spider-Man 4, you have Venom as a villain, and maybe, and if it's Eddie Brock, then he's full on villain, and then the symbiote could get attached to Flash Thompson for the spinoff, or you could have Flash Thompson turn evil, but then turn good, and then that just goes straight into the Venom spinoff. And also, you could have Carnage as well, because everybody's been wanting Carnage, and everybody wants to see Cletus Cassidy. I mean, I remember back in 2009 when I was hearing Spider-Man 4 getting made, people were all like, "We want Carnage." And I was hearing one person go, and I saw this one video where this guy was going, I want Jim Carrey playing him. Of course, I'm not going to get Jim Carrey, because by that point, it'll probably be like 2020 by the time Amazing Spider-Man 4 comes out, that Jim Carrey will probably be about, God, how old? Maybe he'll be old. Alright, he'll be old. He'll be too old. So, by that point, they should get a good actor. I'm not going to say who, and I'm not going to recommend, because by then, it's probably going to be too... Or, we never know. But, yeah. Now, that's all I have to say about about my opinion and what I think they should do for the future of the Spider-Man, of the Amazing Spider-Man films. I don't know. I think the series... Guessing on the series, basically... I like what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a cinematic universe, similar to what Marvel's doing, and similar to what Fox is trying to do. Similar to what Marvel Studios and Disney is doing, and what Fox is trying to do. Everybody's trying to make a cinematic universe. Even DC is trying to make a cinematic universe with Batman versus Superman, and that will be another video, because that whole thing I needed to grasp with my own thoughts to really give my own opinion about everything that's been going on so far about that. But anyway, I'm going on the 17-minute mark now. But anyway, that's what I have to say. And this is Donnie Banerjee of Doni Topics signing off. See you around.